Hello, my name is Joe Yucatil, and I'm the Wisconsin State Family Coordinator. I want to thank each council that participated in the Family of the Month program this year and making it a huge success. It is inspiring to read how each of the families serve their churches and communities. I also want to extend a special thank you to the councils that submitted a Family of the Year. It was very difficult to choose the Diocesan Family of the Year, as all the families were amazing. In a few moments, you will get a chance to hear from each of the diocesan families of the year. In their short video, I asked them all the same question. What inspired you and your family to serve your church, council, community, and country? Let's hear what they had to say.
Well, what inspired us was a fellowship with our priests and parishioners, being involved in the Blessed Sacraments. Our daughter Angela, when she was in fourth grade, she asked to be a server. And as she watched Mom and I, being active in the church as a Eucharist minister and usher, me teaching the children from grades 1 through 5, catechism was inspiring for me to watch them learn and ask questions. So as far as what inspired us was mainly the camaraderie with our parish and parishioners. The next thing that you were asking me, remember after that, as a family, we are involved in all the church and community functions. For example, our fall polka mass, Sunday soup and scriptures, making meals for our Sunday hospitality and potluck dinners. And of course, for the past 7 years, I've been asked to do the funeral meals for our deceased parishioners also. Myself, I was a Grand Knight for 5 years for Monsignor Luce Council 4869. And part of my family and brother knights, we were involved in food pantries, the Coats for Kids, Special Olympics, Tootsie Rolls drives, fundraisers for our communities that we represent, just to name a few, Joe. I served as an emergency medical technician. We're looking at, well, what did you do with the community? I served as an emergency medical technician for Wasaki Rescue Squad for 23 years as a volunteer with the Marion County Parks and Sheriff's Department as a patrol officer, and also as a jailer in the corrections. For 18 years. When we moved to Florida, Joe, I was trained and served on Jacksonville Community Emergency Response Team. My wife, she works with senior citizens, helping them with their Medicare needs. And in 2002, I became a 4th degree and a member of the Honor Guard. We as a family will always be ready to serve our church, council, and community, and of course, our country.
Well, Joe, it is in giving that we receive. It seems that something needs to be done, and no one seems to step up. We have seen a noticeable decline in our lifetime in vocations and active church participation as society begins or becomes more secular and self-absorbed. Joining a parish to worship and serve as we are able was what we did. Church, scouting, and the Knights of Columbus, incorporating God and country. My military service was service to the country, as well as now veteran support. We have spent 80 years of combined total in the medical field to serve others. It's not necessary to hold an office, but be in charge, but to belong and be willing to participate. The core of our lives begins with our parish and raising our family, following in the footsteps of our Catholic upbringing. We are honored that the Knights of Columbus asked us to apply for the Family of the Year and surprised to be chosen from the Diocese of La Crosse. We are humbled to be chosen by the state amongst other worthy families. We really hope to stay anonymous. We thank Knights of Columbus for this honor, and we thank you, Joe, for doing this interview.
It started with my dad, by our family making sure that we went to church on Sundays and holidays, and always taught us that prayer was power, no matter what. And he was also active in church and the choir, and as an usher and council, a lot of committees, so watching him do this, I also did the same thing. I was a choir member and church council and everything. So yes, I was active in church. My dad also inspired me to be a KC member. In 1968, he signed me up when I was 18 in high school. He had me go to his meetings. He worked with me and taught me how to work their programs and the fundraisers that they had. I also became a Grand Knight. And my dad told me, he said, you got one more step. He was a 4th degree member. He said, I'd like you to join me. So I joined him, and I also took my son, who I had signed him up for
Sure.
as a KC member, and he is a 4th degree member. So the KCs too inspired me to serve the community because there's so much that we can do in the community. So I support as much as I can the veterans, the fire departments, the Boys Scouts, Girl Scouts, community picnic fair, all our church or our school activities, Pass Pond Kick and etc. So I do as much as I can in the community, what farming allows. And as far as being serving our country, I never was in the military service, but my dad says, if you're able, you have to vote. And I guess that in that way, I serve the country as best as I can. And I always, but my heart are with those young men and women that fight and die for our country that we are so blessed to have. So I run out of words.
Worthy State Chaplain, worthy State Deputy Jack, worthy officers, directors, delegates, and brothers knights all. Elaine and I are humbled but honored at being selected as Family of the Year for the Milwaukee Archdiocese. Our faith has always been our guiding lights for our commitment to helping others. After moving to Oconomowoc in 1969, we joined St. Catherine's of Alexandria, a small country church where we became involved in the CCD program and church fundraising. We transferred to St. Jerome's Church for our sons to go to a Catholic school. Immediately, we became involved in school and church activities. Early on, we found another way to serve others through the Boy Scouts of America, and after 50 years, Elaine is still committed to that service. The Knights of Columbus has given us more avenues to give back to our church, community, and country. We are thankful to Jesus for his love of his people and allowing us to love him. We are grateful to God for our family, church family, the Knights of Columbus, and community. We are blessed to still be able to serve. Stay safe. May God bless us all. Dick and Elaine Garvey.
Well, first of all, I feel that we were very blessed to belong to a church that has always made us feel very welcome from when we first were just visitors 42 years ago to this present time. Over the course of those 42 years, without a doubt, we were also very blessed to have parish priests who knew how to motivate all of us. Also, working with parishioners who felt the same as us was also an inspiration in itself. When it comes to our council, without a doubt, I owe a great deal of thanks to my brother knights for their continued support and guidance. Also, I was inspired very much by past brother knights who instilled in me what real dedication to God and His church is all about. Working together and enjoying each other's company, whether it's the Tootsie Roll campaign, monthly pancake breakfasts or blood drives, special need dances or highway cleanup, working with men who do not hesitate to step up when the call of charity is sounded. When it comes to our community, just about every other charity drive is for our brothers and sisters in need. The generosity of our community to support our annual Tootsie Roll drive for those with intellectual disabilities, year after year, without a doubt, is my greatest inspiration. And I'm sure I can say the same for my brother Knights. When it comes to our country, I'm very inspired by all of our brother Knights who serve their country in the military. Not only do they inspire me, but I am also proud to be working with them shoulder to shoulder on so many projects. Because of them and their great sacrifices, we have the freedom that makes our country such a special place. I'd also, at this time, like to give a special thanks to Ray Napstein, who nominated me. I have to tell you, this was a total surprise. You know, they sent me, I was gone. I think I was hunting in Iowa or something. I completely, you know, didn't know about it. And fellas, the next meeting told me that I was nominated for this great thing. So I am very, very thankful. My wife and I are both very thankful to be selected. At first, I thought it was just a church, and to find out it was the diocese, wow, that was unbelievable. What an honor! What an honor! And I'm very proud to accept this and hopefully live up to that. Thank you all.
Wow. I want to thank each of these families for all that they have done to serve others. Reflecting on what they said provides inspiration and ideas on how I too can better serve my own church, council, and community. For the councils that have not submitted a Family of the Month yet, I would like to personally invite you to join the program. Who knows? The family you submit might just be in next year's Diocesan Family of the Year video. Thank you again. Viva Jesus.